sound of a magical whoosh, followed by birds chirping and wind blowing through grass. The world just changed. 1 second, we were in the stuffy, booze-soaked guild hall. The next, Lin and I, Sinju, stumbled through a shimmering doorway, the drunken guildmaster and some kid with wild purple hair right behind us. We weren't in the city anymore. We were standing in a massive grassy field, the sky a perfect unbroken blue. Before I could even get my bearings, a screen flashed in front of my eyes. A screen only I could see. In glowing red letters it read, "Immediate danger. Dragoncloak would like to take over the bottom half of your body to help you fight. Do you accept?" My heart hammered against my ribs. I've had the Dragoncloak for a while, but it's never been this proactive. Without a second thought, I mentally hit yes. Instantly, I felt this strange, powerful warmth spread through my legs. The beautiful red and gold dragon scales that made up my cloak slithered down my body, retracting from my shoulders and chest, and wrapping themselves tightly around my waist and legs, forming a kind of draconic armor. It felt credible. But then another message popped up. If the danger increases, the dragon armor would like to take over your whole body and go into autopilot. Would you accept that happening? Autopilot, I hesitated. Losing control of my own body, that's a terrifying thought. But the feeling of raw power thrumming through my lower half, the urgency in that initial warning. I took a deep breath and tapped yes. What choice did I have? I glanced over at Lin. His face was pale, his eyes wide, glued to a point in the air right in front of him. I knew he was seeing his own screen. "Lin, you good?" He just grunted, his thumb twitching like he was hitting a button. I saw his shadow cloak ripple, and the goblin sword at his hip seemed to hum with energy. He later told me his screen was even more direct. "Immediate danger. Would you like for a goblin to take over?" What a weirdly specific question. He'd hit yes, and 3 options appeared. The Goblin Brute for a 100% strength boost. The Zoom Goblin for a 75% speed and reflex increase. Classic choices. But the third one, that was made for him. The Goblin Grand Priest. It offered a 20% boost to sword abilities, speed, aux, and accuracy. For a swordsman like Lin, it was a no-brainer. He picked it without a second's hesitation. While our worlds were being turned upside down by these system prompts, the other two were just waiting. The old guildmaster, looking as unbothered as ever, took a long, slow sip from his flask. "Seriously, does that thing ever run out?" The young kid with the purple hair and the black cape just stood there, a small smile on his face as he slowly, deliberately cracked his knuckles, one by one. The sound was like tiny gunshots in the quiet field. The air grew thick, heavy with anticipation. Lin finally lowered his hand, the light from his invisible screen fading. He looked at me, a new, sharp focus in his eyes. He gave a single sharp nod. I nodded back, planting my newly armored feet firmly on the ground. "We're ready," we said, almost in unison. The old guildmaster's eyes glinted. He lowered his flask, a thin trail of liquor dribbling down his beard. He took one more step towards us, the grass seeming to sigh under his feet. The purple-haired kid finished cracking his knuckles and rolled his shoulders, that eerie smile never leaving his face. The test or trial or whatever the hell this was about to begin. And from the looks of it, our new system upgrades were going to be put to use immediately.